him to come to you with the bud.
Listen, we are back. Make sure you like this video as you are coming in. Make sure you like it. Thank you. What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New. And honey, I am back in the building. Listen, this time, honey, I am back because the people is saying that Carlos King is canceling Love and Marriage Huntsville. Is it? For real, though? Look, really, though? What about that baby doll? I can't get over Kelly. Just loud and wrong, honey. What about that Love and Marriage Huntsville, though? Is it being canceled, though? Is that what the people saying, though? Listen, though. They said the ratings been trash, honey. People ain't watching it. I was just so bored, with the show. I like Dr. Francis, though. So you got me, though. If Dr. Francis gonna be on there, I'm here for it. You could say what you want to say about Miss Wanda, but they need her. They need a firecracker on there. Nell is good. Kimmy, when she turns up, that could be good, too. But you need Miss Wanda, somebody ignorant, somebody that lacks self-awareness, somebody that know how to turn up. Okay, and it is naturally who they are. Yeah, you better keep Miss Wanda on there. And then she's going to be on there misspelling stuff, mispronouncing stuff. Perfect recipe, right? And Miss Wanda ain't no punk like her daughter. Okay, she ain't no punk like Latifah. You got a doctor, Brand New, and you got a thick tongue, okay? I'm just saying, listen, those are my observations of you. Absolutely. Don't nobody like her. She always trying to play the damn victor, and Melody got sick of it. I sure did.
Shut up. Shut the hell up. Don't be talking about Tisha. Tisha would have made a good wife for Martell, but he got stuck with your ass. Okay, you think you so much better than everybody, heifer. That's why you go end up single. Okay? And you ain't gonna have nothing but them damn body products that you promote.
Absolutely not, Miss Marlene. Okay, I'm gonna have me a nice man, a nice looking man, a faithful man. I'm like your raggedy ass, dusty ass son.
You're hood boy. And I told Melody to stay from down the damn first floor, but she insisted. I said, Melody, get your ass back up here, girl. He's no good. He's no good. He looked like Donatello, one of them damn turtles, okay? He over there with that ugly booger that gotta be locked up in a cage because the world can't deal with her face, okay? I'm just saying, listen. I am a motherfucking I'm sorry. I'm gonna brag about myself this morning, honey. Okay, Miss Robinson is funny. I am. I be cracking myself up, honey. A mess. That's a good thing, though, right? When you can crack yourself up. I am funny, honey. Okay. Miss Van told Melody about that hood booger. And going down to the first floor, honey. Okay, they say, though, that the men on the first floor got the best dick. What y'all think? Listen, okay? Now, really quickly, I know that there's trouble in paradise when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville because Carlos says we can expect more breaks. That was a red flag for me. This very short season of Bell Collective. That's bad, and it's crazy because most people like Bell Collective more than Love and Marriage Huntsville. People are over Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't think it's just the cast. I think it's how Melody was done. I think how Carlos does business with certain cast members. He recently said on his show he didn't like that Aikisha quit on live.
I think Kimmy was on the show, right, recently. They had her on there. I loved a lot of the stuff she was saying. It's too bad she can't apply it to her real life. But Kimmy was on there talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And she was talking about Glenn, and, you know, Glenn is a married man and he should be acting faithful, and, you know. But yeah, Kimmy had interrupted Carlos. She was on her way to, you know, get off the podcast. She was done for the day, you know. So Carlos was getting ready to move on to his next section. And baby, when I tell you that nigga got nervous and was looking at Dustin, okay, all of this is live. Go back and watch it. And he was like, yeah, please don't quit on me on live. He didn't say those exact words, but I'm paraphrasing. He was just like, this damn Google voice getting on my damn nerves, okay? I'd be arguing, look, with the map people, with the Google voice, with Siri, with all of them. Shut up. Leave me the hell alone, okay? Sister got a job to do, okay? Goddamn. I'm sorry, y'all. But, Carlos, I think he has some type of trauma from how Akeisha, you know, quit on him. Remember, she did it right around the holidays. She did it on live because she knew, you know, allegedly Carlos and the girls, Leticia, Latrice, you know, the Bell Collective women that didn't like her, right? They would come up with some narrative about how they kicked her off the show, or, you know, this, that, and the third. So that's why she said she did that on live. And I'm sorry, Bell Collective last season, it just was a much better show than this season. You know, it really proved that Akeisha and Gucci were missed. Even JJ. JJ has a big personality. We need that. Him and Willie's friendship was everything. Instead of this bullshit with Glenn and the Shade Tree mechanic, Cliff, okay, whose character is very questionable. And it's funny, he kept trying to, you know, act like he was telling Glenn something, but I'm like, you need to take your own advice. You don't even want to come home to your damn woman, okay? You go into some condos. But honey, that's a story for another day. But yeah, I was like, I caught that. You had to have been paying attention. But Carlos was nervous. Same thing with Love and Marriage Huntsville, how he did Melody after the whole revenge P. I told you, Martell should have been fired for even doing that. Wasn't he found guilty? We covered that damn story, I believe. Wasn't he found guilty? It's hard to remember what he's found guilty of because he's still walking the damn streets, okay? I'm like, shit, bye. He should have been gone. He should have been gone right after that. That was tacky as hell. You already cheated on this woman, put her health at risk for all these years, had a baby with the lady, and then we find out you do some revenge. It's like, when do we draw the damn line? When do we put the line in the sand? When do we say enough is enough? And it's like he just runs amok. He gets to be like an agent of chaos, and he keeps getting rewarded. And we all know how life works, guys. The more you get rewarded for your bad behavior, the more likely you will continue, right? So it's a mess, but Love and Marriage Huntsville ain't been the same since, you know, Melody left. Let's be honest. Let me look up these damn ratings. That's what I was trying to do, and the damn Google voice got all involved in my business. Okay. So let's see. The most recent ratings are available from late July, when the season 10 premiere at a 0.03 demo rating at 219,000 viewers. So I need to know look, I need to know right now, honey. Okay, we in November. Okay, so the last episode came on last night at what was it, November 29th. It says there are no official ratings available for this date. So, fan reviews on sites like Rotten Tomatoes show mixed sentiment, with some viewers finding the show boring and others critical of the storyline. So, yeah. Other online commentary personalities on platforms like Facebook also reflect negative sentiments, calling the show fake as fuck and a real shit show. Damn. Look, damn. Why they just dragging the ratings? I think if they, keep Wanda on there, and I like this Dr. Francis dynamic, I would like for him to need to talk to Destiny and figure out, look, let's perform surgery on her. Let's see what's going on with her. But my issue with Destiny, and I go back to Melody's children, I knew there was something wrong with her then because, come on, most kids like people, right? All you got to do is give them money and candy and be interesting, right? Most kids will like you. I never forgot what Melody's children said about her. They said, Destiny, boring. That's not good. That means you don't have much to offer. Destiny, you're just giving surface, superficial. I told y'all Destiny is a very beautiful woman, always looks good from head to toe. But what else are you giving us? Like, when are we going to see some substance, So, yeah, it's a mess. Put in the comments, guys, what do you think could help this show? Who do you think could help this show? Or do you feel like the show should just go? Okay, but I really want to, because it's kind of easy to say the latter, right? The show could, it could just go. It could go away. But what do you think, or who do you think could, spruce it up some? Okay, because it still is a good concept, but I don't know. I think he needs some new people on there that are really going to give you blood, sweat, and tears, like Melody, like Nene Leakes did it for Housewives of Atlanta. Who else was good? I don't know. I don't know. I think that he need to get some people, like them women in Bell Collective. I like them for the most part. Like Letitia and Marie. I think that they are good reality stars. Like more women like that are like leaders. You got Nell, you got Kimmy. Kimmy was better for the show when she wasn't up Letitia's ass. Because she did tell Letitia, what's her name? Look, I never call her by her name, child. It's always Latifah, okay? She told Latifah, if it wasn't for the fact that I got married into the family, I wouldn't hang out with Tisha. I just don't operate on that level. I can't give her what she needs. Okay, and we all know what she was saying. Okay, Latifah is a few French fries short of a Happy Meal. That's what she was trying to say, honey. Okay, I'm just saying. But yeah, she was calling shit out, and I respected that, Kimmy. She was calling shit out with Destiny, and letting her know that your nigga is just a chicken man, girl. Like, what else? Okay, so Kimmy had a time on the show, when I liked her, and she was cussing out Wanda's ass, and Kimmy has gotten loud on the show with people, so that's why I was kind of looking at her funny when she was accusing Miss Nail of being so loud. But Miss Nail is just loud, period. That's just demeanor. It's not loud because I'm angry. And then y'all kept trying to bully her and gang up on her and gaslight her. Latifah likes to, and this is why I do not hang with women, or I don't even want to be around women like Letitia Scott, because it's this this victim mentality. Like, I can do it to you. I could bully you. I could ask you all these questions. You must answer me. But as soon as you ask me something, I'm going to tell you none of my business. And me and my husband already talked about, like, I don't like, that's why Tisha will never be a standout on this show. She will never be on Mel's level. Okay? Because she's not willing to give you the blood out of her veins. She's not. She can't take constructive criticism. She doesn't want to hear any feedback. We remember the Black Expo, right? Well, Espo in her words. But yeah, it's just like, in Destiny, you know, she's very like on the surface. She's not giving you much. I think Nell is pretty good. I think Nell was a good addition. I do, because like, who else you go, you know, really get in the driver's seat a bit and stand on business. Miss Wanda is good, you know, hate her or love her, but you know, she's good. That's gonna make things a little bit more interesting. What else? I mean, the guys are, to me, they're boring. I like Martell, like the beginning of the first season. And then once I heard about all the cheating, and then I watched how he showed his ass at that strip club, he was acting like he was single. I was like, yeah, I don't like this nigga. Okay? I thought that he was the best father, but I learned that he likes to perform being a father, which is what a lot of men do, right? Because if anytime, you know, you're treating the mother of your children bad, to me, you're a bad father by default. I'm sorry. Those children, they see what you putting the mother through, right? And, you know, that just doesn't make you a good dad to me. You need to be respectful and look at her as a teammate, not a competitor. And that's how you know you have a very toxic man, right? I told you, a lot of these men, they're not masculine anymore. They want to compete with you. They don't want to collaborate. To co-parent, you have to collaborate. I'm coming with my ideas, you coming with yours, and we want to collectively make this little person's life the best that it could be. But no, it's a lot of, I need to make this bitch jealous. I need to keep her from going out on a date with a new man. And I know, because I went through it, and I saw what Melody went through when she began dating after the fucking divorce. You was dating while you was in the goddamn marriage. You know, it's just way too many double standards, you know. So toxic men, they don't co-parent. They try to act as if you're still their woman. So they have to try to stop you from doing things, getting things accomplished. You know, you got to put your dreams on hold with toxic men. At least that's what they want you to do. But us ladies, honey, we have found a way through that, Brother Tucker, okay? Especially Melody. She didn't let him stop her. So, you know, I respect that about her. But yeah, I just feel like this show, you guys, it just may be on its last leg. Especially with Carlos saying there's more breaks. Because my thing is this, right? That's why a lot of people can take or leave Love and Marriage DC, because you don't have the chance or the opportunity to really connect with the cast. They're not on long enough. They're not shown a lot of love. And let's face it, we all know how show business works. If the network is not showing favor to the show and giving it enough time to like grow on people and people connecting with these characters, if they don't have that opportunity, then you're not gonna like it. You're gonna take or leave it. You're not really gonna watch it when it is on. You know what I'm saying? So it's a system that just sabotages everything. So I'm just like, what is going on? Something is going on. He claims he doesn't know anything. I'm talking about Carlos King. Oh, it's not up to me. It's the network. Oh, I only produce the episodes. And you know something. you know something. Somebody, one of his cast members, put in the comments, guys. I forgot who it was. I think it was a woman. I can't think of her name, but she had alluded to that Carlos lies, and you know, he tries to act as if he doesn't know what's going on with these shows, all the while he be knowing, you know, something is not right or it's on its way out. So yeah. But let's see what the people think about Love and Marriage Huntsville possibly being canceled. One person says, I have stopped watching since Mel left. I no longer found it interesting. Too much fakeness with those ladies. Plus, they made the season about Nell by ganging up on her. It is obvious it was planned. I don't like that. Another person says, cancel that mess. Another person says that show was over when Mel walked away. Another person says, cancel this mess already. Kimmy did the same thing to Melody at the reunion. Another person says, cancel it, please. Another person says, Carlos King may hold on to this show for dear life just to prove a point. He strikes me as a person that does things to spite others, even if it cost him. His ego is bigger than the program. Another person says, I haven't watched since Mel left. Another person, the things going on in the world now are too disparaging to have to see so much ugliness and negativity going on when I sit down to be entertained. Once I saw how poorly Martell treated Mel, I became disinterested. I kept watching anyways because I loved Mel's comeback once she exited. I was done. Cancel it, please, Carlos. No black excellence. Yeah, it looked like the people have given up, you know, on the show. Another person says Destiny is going to run out of guys to date on the show. So after that, what is her story? It's sad that she can't really talk about, you know, what's going on with her and La Barbecue. Carlos acted as if we're going to see that on the show, but I'm like, they taking all these damn breaks. Will we care? Shit, because you can't take all these breaks and think people gonna be interested. I'm sorry. Hell, at one point we was begging them to stop showing Love and Marriage Huntsville. It was like, damn, this show always on. Now y'all got all these breaks that don't look good. That means you're not a priority like that. So I don't know. Okay, so let's shake a bone and get the hell on. The next topic I want to talk about is Kandi and Todd. We have not talked about that fully, you guys. We kind of talked about it in some of my videos here and there. But let's just talk about the overview of what's happening. So Kandi and Burruss and Todd Tucker are divorcing after 11 years of marriage. A split that Burruss confirmed was brewing for a while before she filed on November 21st, 2025. While the specific reasons for the split are not public, Burruss stated that the decision was made after much thought and is part of a plan to focus on co-parenting and her own well-being. The couple has reportedly remained amicable and was seen spending time together, including at their daughter Blaze's birthday party, to ensure a smooth transition for their children. So the reason for the divorce, Burruss stated that the split was a difficult decision that has been brewing for a while. So she's been thinking about this. And people are saying they was separated a little bit after what, July 15th? And Tiny's birthday is July 14th, and Todd was still seen in pictures. So maybe they were separated and still hanging out, you know. It's been brewing for a while, and her priority is now protecting her peace and co-parenting. Burruss wants to focus on co-parenting with Todd with love and respect for their two children. So why did this marriage dissolve? Now, first, I was very disappointed because I like Kandi and Todd. And I love that they were able to come together and make so much money together. That is what it's about. not being a hater of your partner, being a supporter. Todd held the kids down. He helped her with OLG. He messed some stuff up, right? Nobody's perfect. But at the end of the day, we did see Todd being a helpmate to Candy, right? What really irritated me was the videos that I saw whenever Todd was trying to have autonomy in the marriage, like he wanted to go off and do his own thing, we would always see Candy trying to control that, trying to interrupt that, trying to make it look like Todd is all of a sudden not committed to the family. So that's not gonna work. That is a man. I don't care how small he is still a man. He needs to be able to breathe, do what he need to do. Any person though, a woman needs to be able to come and go as she pleases. But if you are a woman that likes to be controlled, you're going to look at a woman that's carefree and footloose and independent. You go look at that type of woman and, roll your eyes and suck your teeth because you don't get, where she comes from, and she don't get where you are coming from. You guys are living in, two totally different universes, right? But, to me, and this is me because I know women, right? There are certain women that make a substantial amount of money and they want to control the relationship. So they will pick out a Todd. I've heard some other women say, oh, well, she just should have got somebody that's on her level. I don't think that that's what Candy was looking for. Okay? Let me cook for a minute. Listen, just listen to what I'm saying. Sometimes that's not what a person wants. They don't want somebody on their level. Are you crazy? That would mess up the power dynamic. If I want to be in control of my marriage and I got a whole bunch of money, I'm not picking out the guy that, is rich as I am and that can make moves just as quick as I can. I want to pick out somebody that feels like I'm that bitch. What did she tell Natalie? Yeah, I'm pretty hot. It was all in her tone. It was all in her demeanor. Go back and watch it, how she talked to Natalie when Natalie was trying to warn her ass that Todd was on the come up and, you are something that he's doing right now. Now, I do believe that Todd loved Candy, right? But I do think, he was looking for an opportunity. But guess what? Most people are. If I marry somebody, okay, and y'all know I love my freedom, my independence. But if I marry somebody, they gonna have some money. Because I ain't about to be struggling and giving up my damn rights just to be married. Because being married is not the priority like that. Coming up is, okay? I'm coming out, okay? Look, I'm coming up, though. Shout out to Diana, okay? Listen. But, yeah, that's going to be my objective. People always play to their objective. And you need to remember this when it comes to love, relationships, situationships. People are focused. People are loyal to themselves before they are loyal to you. Most of us, we feel like, well, people should just be so loyal to us. We all got different values. So if I value looks, okay, because I hear a lot of people keep saying, well, looks don't matter. And listen, if I value looks and you get around me talking like that, I don't want nothing to do with you because you are not a representation of my values. If I am a rich person and I only want to hang out with other rich people, I see people for not who they are, but how much money they got in the bank. It doesn't matter how good of a person that person is. If they don't have the coins, they can't be around me. There are people that have certain values and certain objectives. And if you do not fit them, they will not date you. They will not marry you. For instance, some of you all may need, your man to be God-fearing, or you want him in church. You're not going to date somebody that's just getting out of prison. okay, that don't know the Lord, that don't got a job. It doesn't make sense to your values and your objectives, right? So you have to learn to look at things objectively. A lot of women, they're like, yeah, but Todd should have got somebody on his level. Why? Well, are you saying that you support him trying to use Candy? He didn't use Candy. That's for Candy to say she's been used. If Todd used Candy, Candy used Todd. Candy wanted somebody beneath her financially. Women do it all the time, okay? This is another thing. It doesn't matter how much money a man makes, okay? What matters is his character. Us women that have been around for a while, that's what we care about. Character. Money can be made, okay? You can make money, you can lose money, but money is something that's always coming and going, depending on the situation or the circumstance, right? But money can always be made. And if I make my own money, I'm going to pick my man according to how he treats me, how he makes me feel. You gotta be good in bed with me. You just got to. I'm gonna make you good, shit. You gonna be good. Look, you gonna be good, honey, because there was some twos that I turned into tens. I mean, I'm just saying, okay? I was like Jesus, turning that water into wine, honey. Listen. But, yeah. Todd had character. I didn't agree with everything that Todd came with. Like, I didn't like that shiggity with, like, Candy was trying to do for his daughter, Kayla. And he was like, no, you need to struggle to get... Nigga, if you're benefiting off of Candy, then let your damn offspring. All this struggle talk, no. Okay? You should always help your kids. That's what you're here to do. And if you are married to somebody that's rich and you got money too, and I kind of understand him in terms of maybe he didn't want to spoil his kids the way Candy had Riley spoiled, because you do get children that don't want to clean up, that abuse their things, probably, throw their phone when they get upset because they just know they're going to get a new one, right? Let their friends drive their car because they just know if something happens to the car, mama's going to replace it. Like, there's a lot to think about with that. And one thing I will say as a parent, I am glad I didn't give my daughter everything. It just would have made her horrible. It would have. She wouldn't be willing to put that work in. So that part with Todd, I kind of could understand, but Kayla needed to feel like Riley, shit, at least for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that everybody should have a free ride and everything is so easy for everybody else, and then Kayla has to struggle, because that's gonna make her feel like the odd man out. So I just never understood Todd's rhetoric when it came to that. Mama Joyce. Now, there are a lot of people saying that, Mama Joyce, she just loves Candy so much. Bullshit. She loves Candy's money. We heard Candy down to that damn reunion saying that Mama Joyce was opening up all type of credit cards in her name. That's somebody that don't just love you, they love your money, which you can provide. So she saw Todd as as competition. She did not look at him like a man, a human being. What you getting out of this? That was one of my favorite clips, baby. Oh my God. I love Mama Joyce though. She is reality TV gold. What you getting out of this? All this. Todd like, bitch, I got money. What did Candy say at the reunion? He drives a Range Rover. He's probably been around people with money. Sometimes people, they make a lot of money. They make six figures. They're not impressed with you just because you're rich. You need more substance for that for certain people. And I kind of got that with Todd in the beginning. But as time progressed on, you guys, as you guys began seeing the clips, you kind of see a different Todd. Todd was more like mature and more, he always had that kind of wild playboy side. He's from New York. They like to party, you know. I love New York, baby. I can hit it off with anybody in New York. Okay. I love New York. But, you know, he had that side, but he was more serious. He had boundaries. He would be firm. He would be telling Mama Joyce no and talking back to her. And as time kind of went on, you kind of saw a man that was resentful of Candy. He's like having these threesomes with her. That's another no. No, I don't care how freaky you are. Look, I am somebody that has always been very, you know what it is. Look, free with my sexuality, honey. Okay? Listen. So I get it, but you don't have threesomes in your relationships or your marriages. We don't do that to keep niggas. It's just going to sabotage the whole relationship. That's that same thing with Sweetie and Sukihana saying Sweetie need to just admit that she's a whore and just tell everybody she sleeps around. It's not gonna work out right. It's going to sabotage everything. Okay, everybody is not mature like that to handle that, right? And then you just can't do that. I do not believe, I'm somebody that's not married, but I just don't believe threesomes belong in relationships or marriages. If you want a threesome, watch porn with your partner. That way y'all are getting it in and then you see another couple. Shit, okay? But that's what I believe in. And the fact that people are like comparing them to Will and Jada, no ma'am, don't do it. Don't do it. Now you going too far down the highway. That's different. We never heard Will and Jada fucking the same people together. We ain't never heard that. We heard that maybe he was over here for a little bit. Jada was over there with August. If that's an agreement within their marriage, then that's what it is. Okay? That's on them. That's how they want to be married. Okay? So to me, that was totally different than what Candy and Todd was doing. All that threesome stuff, and then you got Candy online bragging about that. Are you serious? Yeah, I just had a threesome, and it worked out all right for me. Don't look like it. Look, don't speak too soon. I wouldn't be doing no threesome. But I think she did certain shit to kind of make Todd feel like the big man, to try to cater to his ego, but all the while still wanting control and power. I don't know why women are not mentioning that in their commentary. They're just, oh, Todd took advantage of her. No, she wanted a specific man like Todd. And Candy hangs with Tiny. She sees how T.I. treats Tiny. He got a lot of money, but he doesn't have a lot of character at times. So Candy is used to being around these men that have money, but they don't have character. They don't have boundaries, standards. You know, some people may say she don't have those things, you know, because of the threesomes. And then, you know, Candy says she's bisexual. She like having sex with women. I'm not here to judge people on that. I'm not. But I just think threesomes are a no-no. And then if you keep doing it, your man may end up falling in love with the woman. They leave you behind. It's just not a good look. Watch porn. Marriage has to be sacred for you all to work it out, for it to stand the test of time. You have to have certain boundaries. Not, yeah, we go do this, we go do this. You got to have a conversation of what you not go do. Period. That's what makes something sacred. Okay, boundaries. We not doing that. No, we not going that far. No, ain't nobody coming to the house at this time. Like, you have to say no to yourself and your loins. And quit with all this, yeah, I can swing from the chandelier with my husband's friend and then he's still gonna love me in the morning. Probably not. yeah, I could sleep with my best friend and my husband. They're probably going to fall in love and forget about you. It's not a good look. And men are always looking. I'm going to tell you this about men. They want you to have boundaries. Even though they ask for the craziest shit and you know, it bothers me. You're so busy, and they like that shit. They admire when you're gone. Oh, she a busy woman. She got shit to do. Her whole universe isn't centered around me. They respect that. So keep a life outside of a man always. And don't make him your end all be all, or he will take you for granted. But what I saw with Candy and Todd, and it was that clip of, I think he said, I'm always with you and your friends. And see, in a marriage, you have to have your own life. Todd has to be out with his friends and do his thing. Candy, you have your friends. And for Todd to complain like that means that Candy was trying to, guess what? Trying to control the whole marriage. Because guess what? I got most of the money. Well, see, that's why women shouldn't be in control and the man. I'm not here for all that man-woman shit. I don't think nobody should be controlling anybody in a relationship or a marriage. I think you should have boundaries. Boundaries about what time you're coming home, what time you leaving home, who's allowed in the home. Y'all need to have a talk. Is this an open relationship? Is this an open... To me, there's no such thing as an open marriage. It's just, I don't think you should have no damn open marriage. People coming in and out. And I think that that's what people don't understand about the whole Will Smith and Jada Pinkett of it all. I don't even think those two have different mates all like that. I don't. I think that they went through something after being married for over 20 plus years. That's a long ass time to be married. And some shit is going to change, and some shit is going to get real. And you may love that person. You may not want a divorce, but maybe you need to experiment over here to figure that out. And have the conversation and have honesty and transparency and unconditional love. And I think that instead of people like embracing and kind of admiring what Will and Jada did within their marriage, they're judging it. I could never have that. They must don't have real love because they are fixated on a fantasy. Okay? They are fixated on romantic love, which says we're only going to be together for the rest of our lives and we're only going to... No. You may have a period where you're not feeling. I think Will, for most of that marriage, put career first. And Jada was last. And because she probably felt lonely in the marriage, that's probably how that situation with August happened. See, you gotta look at stuff like that. People have different affairs all the time. It's just not with people. It could be with things. You could have an affair with your career and put that above your partner. And now they feel lonely. That does not give them the right, though, to cheat. You all need to have a real conversation, real dialogue, letting the other know how you feel. And that's what Will and Jada did, in my opinion, which makes them different, right? And then they're in Hollywood. Of course, their marriages and relationships, they're going to be more different than the rest of ours. It is, So this thing with Candy and Todd, and you have Mama Joyce constantly putting a man down. She did the shit, you guys, for years. And Candy would always run back, even though she knew that it would hurt Todd. Yeah, my mom said, always be leery of people like that take pleasure in telling you something bad that somebody said about you. I'm just telling you, I remember in my past, I had somebody say, I'm just telling you what they said. I don't give a fuck. Well, they don't like you, and I don't give two flying fucks. Don't care. Most of the people that don't like me, I don't like they ass either. We even. We hear. Look, we see each other. I don't give a damn. Well, they said this and don't need to hear it. That, you know, like, I don't apologize for who I am. I don't. And it's not my fault if you can't keep up with me. And that be the problem with people. They, you know, I have certain characteristics they wish they had, you know, and that's how a lot of people may be with you. That's why they don't like you. You don't like them. They have characteristics you don't like. Or somebody's jealous. A lot of times people don't like you because they're just jealous. Okay? They are. They're jealous. Look, she's so mean. Nobody's so mean for no fucking reason. You did something, okay? Or is doing something. So, yeah. I remember this person would always say that, oh, everybody, you're just so mean to everybody. No, I'm never mean for no fucking reason. There is a method to my madness. See, that's that gaslighting shit, and that's that victim shit. Oh, I'm such a good person, and yeah, you're a good person, but you be doing shit, but you don't own it, so you don't take accountability for it. So, not my problem. But yeah, this Todd and Candy thing, the more clips that I saw, I was like, yeah, they are in a bad place. And then another thing is, you got to think they're not on Real Housewives of Atlanta anymore. They don't have to put up for the optics. And a lot of people want Candy to come back to the show. I don't think she wants to show this because this is painful. I really do think she loved Todd. He loved her. But as time went on, you know, they was not better together. You gotta get better together to stay together. I think she began going down one path. He began going down another path. And then I kind of knew something was, you know, not right when, you know, OLG. I think they got one restaurant left, but when one of the restaurants closed, I think Blaze is closed too. I was like, yeah, something ain't clean in the buttermilk. I think this marriage is over because of money and sex. Bringing people in and too much money going out. And I don't think that Todd could keep up with Candy. That's why she began, you know, doing things, a lot more things with him. But the problem with Candy is, like I said, she was very controlling of Todd. So he's going to be happier outside of this marriage. Watch. Because he'll get a relationship where he can finally be the man and be respected. I feel like with Candy, she respected him, but it was like, I'm Big Mama, you know? And I got the coins. You're not about to be telling me what to do. You're not about to be talking to my mama any kind of way or having an opinion. I think Candy wanted somebody that was going to go along with her program. That way she could be in charge. So like I said, she specifically wanted to be with Todd because him not having as much as her looked attractive. Not so much she wanted to be with a bum, but it was like, it's easier to control that type of dude. If that's the objective, right? To control, because everybody have certain objectives. You may not be able to see it or call it out, but people have different reasons for why they pick people out. We know a lot of these men, they don't love certain women. They love to control them. They love that they are toxic like them, insecure, jealous. Oh yeah, I'm jealous and insecure. I'm gonna get with another jealous and insecure person. And if you're not like that, they will try to make you like that by saying and doing certain things. So you can always tell certain people objectives in relationships just by watching how they operate. But yeah, as far as you know, people, you know, keep saying, oh, Candy should just get a new man with money that's on her level. Listen, you can pay for school, but you can't buy class. So it's not a money thing. It's going to have to be a person thing, a mentality thing. Candy will have to change if she wants her next relationship to work. She's going to have to stop being so controlling. Get that mama up out of your business. Because she's not really just worried about you and the children. She says that, but she's worried about her. Okay? And so are the aunts, honey.
It could have been
It's a scheme, honey, that Todd set up to
that
come
Todd
to you.
set up for him to come to you with the bullshit.
I love that, honey. Okay. I bet they didn't even know that that was going to be a popular saying, honey. Okay. Okay, another thing I want to touch on real quick. You have people saying that Candy should just stay single, and listen, this is my issue with certain YouTubers. Everybody does not want to just be single. This whole thing of choose better. I chose me. That's not going to be the answer for everybody. Some people, certain women, they want a man. Okay, they want somebody to come home to. They don't want to just keep using a damn toy. Okay? And this leads me into something that's been on my heart lately is a lot of women are lonely and they are watching certain YouTube commentators that are keeping them that way. Keeping them on this, well, you don't need a man. Okay? And like I said, no woman needs a man. I think you should want, if you are a heterosexual woman, if you want a man, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The problem is we're in this culture where everybody's a pick-me because they want a relationship. You are shamed for wanting a healthy relationship. Wanting to love somebody, wanting somebody to love you, wanting somebody to have sex with and be committed to, and So yeah, Candy being single, that's just, I don't get that from Candy. That's not something Candy probably wants. She probably will want, another love in her life, right? She will have to change, like I said. She will have to change. I don't see Candy changing because she seems like a very stubborn Taurus stuck in her ways. But yeah, she will have to change. It's just a matter of, will she humble herself enough to learn from this situation with Todd? Okay.